For this next piece, we're going to jump into the hardware configurations. Is everybody excited? Yes, I see you rubbing your hands together. This is what everybody wanted.
Please give us more detail.
We can go as deep on this as you guys would like, until they bring out the hook and yank me off stage. So the MC nodes are based on PowerEdge 16G. Right? They are a specialized configuration of PowerEdge. You cannot take any PowerEdge and turn it into an MC node. Right? It has to be an MC node. Today we offer two different options. The MC660 is a 1U 10 drive configuration. And the MC760 is a 2U 24 drive configuration. Right? In the case of compute, we have options for different CPU and memory. They're all Intel scalable 4th generation processors. They are up to 4 terabytes of memory per node, which is a soft limit right now, and it's really not a technical limit, it's a supply chain thing. The 256 gig DIMMs are just not available, but that will go up. For storage, we have options for NVMe and SSD configurations, and then we have Nvidia GPU support. So the 1U can handle the single width cards, the 2U can handle the single width and double width cards. All right, so right now that's primarily the Nvidia A series. I know on the OpenShift side, we just recently added the H100, and we'll be adding some of the L series coming up here shortly. For people that are interested in AI and GPU workloads, we just launched a white paper November of last year that shows an implementation of OpenShift AI and a generative AI solution on top of the Apex Cloud Platform for Red Hat OpenShift. So we're actually using Llama 2 and RAG to build a chatbot that is trained against our technical documentation so that you can actually ask questions and it will reply and cite the pertinent sections of the relevant documents as part of the response. But expect to see more on that in the coming months. Right? AI is a huge topic right now. Any other questions? Anything else you guys want to know about the hardware?
Why do you need specific MC versions of PowerEdge servers? What's the difference?
The difference is the MC nodes have a subset of components. So this goes back to that continuously validated state. Right? We want to be very prescriptive as to which components we're going to utilize and what we're going to allow, where PowerEdge is wide open. Right? To be able to offer solution level support, we need to have control and be more selective as to which components we're going to do this. Right? So you saw the continuously validated state diagram. To keep that slide legible, we just showed a handful of line items. Right? That's a representation. Right? The actual list of what we're validating is significantly longer. Right? We're not just doing BIOS, right? We're going firmware on the NICs, firmware on the motherboard. We're doing the iDRAC software. We're going firmware all the way down to the disk level, right? So it's a lot of things that need to be validated. So for that, we need to make sure that we have a manageable list of components that make sense for what we're building. And that's the reason.
So that also, I mean, you pretty much exclude existing implementations from the solution with that approach. Is that something on the roadmap, though, where customers can bring their own existing servers?
Not at this time, right? So this solution is intended to be the common building blocks. That's really the heart of the Apex Cloud Platform, what Sam was talking about at the beginning, right? And the fact that we've made these common across the different products within the family To open it up and say any PowerEdge server can become this, it's too complicated to manage that, right? As it is, we're already managing all of the quirks across the different cloud OSs.
Sure.
Right.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, if I can add to that, I would say that there's a couple of reasons to do it. It's something that we did with VxRail as well, where when we have predictable hardware inside of a platform, it makes that automation that much easier. So rolling out firmware updates, when we know every disk that could possibly be in there, we know what to include in the bundle. If the bundle needs to be, broad enough to encompass everything that's ever been sold in the PowerEdge, it would be unwieldy and never applicable.
No, and I get the engineering effort of trying to maintain that compatibility.
Sure.
The other side of this is meet where the customer is. A lot of customers just have a ton of hardware
Certainly.
already. Right, so it's a balance of where do you meet your customer. And I totally get for a fairly new solution, you're going to go with standardized packages like this. But as the solution matures, you're going to need to go where the customer is.
Yeah, and I would suggest that as for the customers who maybe already have gear on the floor, that's where we can leverage some of the cloud-based storage that we saw earlier, and it would also mean that customers can pick up some of our storage offerings like PowerFlex. So we do want to be able to provide as much as we can for customers, but in the automated, simplified, engineered solution that is Apex Cloud Platform, yeah, we're very prescriptive about the nodes.
And to your point, so we do have for the OpenShift and for the upcoming VMware version, the ability to support PowerFlex as the storage as opposed to what we refer to as Dell SDS or the Apex Cloud Platform storage nodes, right? And if you're using PowerFlex as your storage, you can connect to PowerFlex using anything that PowerFlex supports. So any operating system that you can configure that we build an SDC for, which includes Windows, most of your Linux distributions. I think we even have some mainframe support for SDCs. We also have support for NVMe over TCP. So if you have solutions, so we can connect bare metal, we can connect hypervisors, we can connect a lot of different things up to PowerFlex. So that would give you the ability to start to consume that storage. And then over time, as that hardware ages out and gets refreshed, then you could bring in the Apex Cloud Platform compute connected to that same PowerFlex storage backend to be able to replace that compute and modernize those applications. Right?
So you mentioned Red OpenShift and VMware.
Mm-hmm.
Is it only those two, or what happens if somebody said SUSE Rancher? Would you just...
So we don't have an Apex Cloud Platform for SUSE at this stage, right? So what we announced last year were Microsoft Azure, Red Hat OpenShift, and VMware, right? So those are what we have, right? Can we add more over time? Possibly. I mean, it's meant to be an extensible family, right? We're building out the foundation. We could onboard additional partners, but what we have today, what we talk about, are those three.
Okay. So it's an opinionated infrastructure deployment.
Yes. And you'll see when we get into the actual management console, you'll see why that is.